So just to give you a glimpse in short 5 slides as to what do I think about steel in construction and our contributions to the industry in last 10 to 12 years that we have been into, and what are some future things that are beholding us. So just a glimpse, if you see globally steel produced in the world, largely 50% of it has been used into construction. Whereas in India, if you see, it's about 33% till now. So the only message from this is that India is holding a great future and a great promise for the steel industry to grow in India, and largely driven by construction. And if you see in the past, largely the steel construction has been driven by airports, sports infrastructure, commercial buildings, the IT evolution which started early 2000s, and commercial and residential buildings, shopping malls, which we started seeing, and which actually changed the landscape of modern India in construction. Needless to say, what are the factors which influence or govern more and more of steel usage in construction? I would like to just talk about the material part, which is going to play a significant role as we look into more of steel usage in construction. When I say materials, it means alternate materials, might be composite of concrete and steel, graphene. And there are few other alternate material areas where, in fact, our R&D is working upon very actively, and we might soon see some very promising new materials coming into construction space. So, just to quickly take you through the brand Tata Structura, our hollow sections brand was first launched in 2005, and then it took us almost a decade to come up with further advanced product called YST355, which we launched in 2016. So in last 2 years, if you see, we have accelerated the pace of development in offering advanced steel products, which are largely driven by nature as well as the expectations which we had been listening to from all of you all over the years. And if I see 2018 and beyond, I think this is one very promising area that we are working upon, and we are almost ready to commercialize this, which is fire resistance steel tubes. I'll not dwell much onto it. My colleague Murli will be having a separate session on this later in the day. And believe me, the adoption and incorporation of hollow sections, if you see in India, has been driven largely by the efforts of our business development teams and partners, which has closely worked with architects, designers, fabricators, government agencies, BIS agencies, and academia to work towards providing them or enabling them, facilitating them in carrying out their job in incorporating or adopting steel and specifically hollow sections in much more smoother manner. So you can see largely the time which it took from 2005 to 2016 in coming up with much more advanced products, it was largely invested into developing this ecosystem, which was required to be developed at this level or at accelerated adoption of steel in construction. So we are very clear about key value proposition. Let me not delve much. So before leaving it, I will just end it by saying that there are still a lot of issues which we still have at hand and to be resolved, which I'm sure over the day when we have few discussions, we might come up with some answers. And as Ruchi rightly mentioned, that it's not going to be a responsibility of any single stakeholder community. It's going to be a joint collaborative approach in order to address all these issues, whether it's of product manufacturing, consistent availability, standards, certification, or the connections or joineries, which are really live issues and live problems amongst all of us. So with that, thank you very much, and look forward to a very nice session today. Thank you.